Hey everybody, Asher here, back with more Kerbal Space Program, and I do want to apologize a little bit for the delay and the jump in action. Truth be told, I was irresponsible with my data management and I managed to delete some recordings, so that is a little too bad. Fortunately, not too much was missed, and I had some time to not record, so that is just kind of where we're at today. I do have this thing, the Rescuer, ready to go to Duna. Of course, I still have to wait for my launch window. I do have a Joule launch window, but I'm going to wait on it a little bit because I really just want to get some of these missions out from here. I'm noticing the game's having some stability issues because it loads everything all at once. So I kind of want to stave off on some of the simultaneous missions here. Like, I do have things at Eve, and I still have things at Duna that are coming back ever so slowly. Like, we have the just all of these things here. So we're just waiting for our Duna window right now. We do have other things flying out. We have one flying to Elu. We have one flying to Joule. Joule is not going to actually make a successful orbit, which is unfortunate. So we're going to be doing some time acceleration today more than anything. But let's just go ahead and look at the Rescuer one more time. It is not going to complete the probe missions, the probe contracts that I have for Duna, but it is meant to haul or get it back up here and hope for the best. So let's just go ahead, go back to the Space Center, and we're going to go ahead. Actually, before I do that, I need to be responsible. And all these rockets are turned off right now. That's good. So let's just make sure on, off. Because we want these on. And unfortunately, I did not do the action groups to get these ready. So let's go ahead and just clickety-click. Nope. We want 100% thrust. We want equal thrust for everything. That is a terrible misclick here. Alright, so as we get our engines back online, this episode is going to be about two things. It's going to be getting the Rescuer to Duna, and it's going to be about getting some of our people back from Duna, and hopefully not crashing and burning. I do have some other missions online and sort of in the queue. I'm going to be doing a better Joule exploration before long, and I do still need to launch a bunch of tourists out to other places. But at least for the time being, number one priority is I need to get some of my crew back, whether it's the people that are on Ike right now that are going to need some relief or otherwise, because I've gotten plenty of science. I've actually almost filled out the tech tree. But here is our ship for the time being. This will be pushing our way to Duna, so let's go back to the Space Center and time accelerate. So we are just going to focus on the sun right now. We do have the escape from Kerbin still going around and around and around in a circle. It is possible one day it will collide with Duna, but for now, not Duna, with Kerbin. Could potentially collide with Eve, although I don't think it's quite there. But we're just going to slow down. We're going to get our time acceleration slow down for the Joule window, which we don't want to worry about too terribly much. See, we got a few things going for us here. As you can see, the Kerbal alarm clock is just making this happen. We have another Elu window that's coming up, and then we have our Duna window. The other nice thing is that the Behemoth is on its way home, and it will be intersecting over here after a good solid period of time. So we might be able to get both of those launches and landings in short order. So there's our Elu window gone, and here's our Duna window approaching. So let's go ahead and get ready to do a good burn. It is going to be a dark side burn, but that's just how launches to Duna go. Let's actually get within 30 minutes of it. Not that it makes a huge difference here, but it does make a little bit of a difference. And then we do have the Eve possibility of rescue as well. But I want to kind of possibly send things from Eve to Kerman first, because if I just do a piecemeal mission, that can put more clutter in space, and we don't like that. So there is the Duna Behemoth coming home. There's other things flying oh so far away. Look at that velocity. It reminds me of New Horizons, which as of this recording is making a very close approach to Pluto, which is not quite Elu, because Pluto and Charon and everything, it's a Oort cloud item. It does have similar orbital properties. It is in a 3-2 resonance like Joule and Elu, so that's some interesting parallels, but otherwise not quite from there. Let's go ahead and fly back on the Rescuer 2. I did make a comment last video, I believe, that I have so many things named Rescue in this series that I guess that's what I mostly do, is rescue things. Alright, we are on the dark side of the planet, and I still don't have the presence of mind to actually... I'm going to sneeze here in a second, probably. So I apologize for that. But I don't have the presence of mind to actually put lights on the ship. Excuse me. Alright. Duna as a target. Going to do our usual Duna launch. We actually want to launch from right around here, to be honest. And then you do the same maneuver node like this. This helps use the orbital or the rotation of the planet Kerbal to help accelerate away and away. So you will actually increase your distance from the sun. And are we going to get a Duna encounter? Really close. Boop, 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 boop. Almost ideal. I'm not quite sure what we can do from this position to make it even closer other than possibly accelerate or decelerate just a hair. We may have gotten an encounter there and I might have just missed it. Let's get out. Let's decrease our angle just a little bit. So encounter, encounter, encounter. No. No encounter. Up a little bit. Nope. Down a little bit. Nope. If we adjust where we exit our orbit from, maybe. So right here. Let's decelerate. There we go. Just had the angle slightly off. Beautiful. Not perfect, but within a year we'll get within pretty close distance. So let's just refresh that one more time. Maneuver in 30 minutes, so I'll be pretty much right at our window to leave. And here we go, accelerate. And one more time. This is how you make the maneuver nodes work, and yes, they do freak out just a little bit. That's part of the nature of the game. Alright, so if we go like this, no, we don't want that. Because I think we're going in a little high, the planet right now, but encounter, no. Yes, there we go. Alright, so not a great encounter, but encounter nonetheless. How close are we? This is still going to need to error capture, so we're going to need to do a mid-course correction at least once. But the good news is that we should have more than enough fuel to do this, because it honestly does not take that much delta V to turn your ship around. So let's see. We do have some monopropellant on both of these things, so we should be able to rotate okay. I do have all the monopropellant active, although one engine that I did not want activated is activated. So let's shut that down. Interesting. Must have missed that one from before. But we're actually going to be almost at our prograde marker already, and I don't know how long the burn is going to be. So we'll try and estimate that in a minute. I may have to do multiple burns here, as we're actually flying over what used to be called in the Alpha or the Beta Cafrica, because it's where the Kerbal Space Center is, and it's kind of shaped like Africa. So we do know that KSC is right down, right there. We're flying right over it right now. Now I don't have anything that requires long or short range communication, so we're not going to worry too much about that. And my goal here is to be able to make it to Ike and make it to Duna, and get all the rescuing in order. We'll see how that goes. So let's just accelerate for another 30 minutes, which we can't accelerate that fast because our altitude is pretty low, as much as we want to. So we're going to get to sit and chill for a little bit around the planet. Let's in fact go right here, because we're going to be doing a dark side burn. Cannot go much faster than this. So once again, Duna on the horizon. Hopefully I can get this. I may be able to get this in one burn. Last time I did this, it wasn't with 16 nuclear engines. I'm still not 100% convinced that this is the best way to do this, especially with some of the other engines that are available and some of the balancing and tweaking that they've done. This is kind of a dated launch system, as it were, but wow, we are... I know it's time acceleration, but it still feels really slow as we're going around and around the planet. We want to burn kind of on the prograde vector, but not super hard on it. So 5, 4, 3. I'll probably test to see how long this burn is going to take right around now. 6 minutes. 5 minutes, 49 seconds. So how close are we to above the horizon right now? Because if I do this burn a little early, I'm probably going to need to just do 2 rotations, which is okay. Let's just go ahead. So that's going to be about 2 minutes, 25 seconds. Yeah, we're probably going to have to do this twice. We don't want to do it too hard the first time, so let's go ahead and get it about... We want to do a good 3-minute burn here. And then we'll do the second burn. Try and do this evenly, so... Start these burns like this, we're going to see how these radiators work. And once we do an even burn on both sides of the apoapsis, hopefully we can do this again. So Duna to Kerbin in 5 minutes. Or less, or your money back. Looks like we do have a little bit of stability issues despite the SAS. I'm not burning on the maneuver node. So I am going to need to... Why is my burn not balanced? I guess is my number one question here. Almost going to want to shut this down just to see if we can figure it out. Oh, we have a little bit of a wobble down here. Alright. Old pulling system is going to have to work. Alright. Not perfect, but let's accelerate again. Now, I don't know if this is actually overheating these engines or not. We're going to find out here. So, estimated burn's a bit less now. And I just want to make sure... I guess we'll know once we start burning some fuel if we have equal thrust here. But yeah, this is... I should have rotated these around just a little bit because technically these are in the way. And yeah, something is making me not fly straight. Did I adjust the thrust vectoring on one of these engines? Because I know I accidentally misclicked one of them. Yeah, we are going way off course. Yeah, this should be balanced. This should be fairly balanced. And all of my engines are going. Alright. Well, we're still going to get the acceleration that we need. But apparently the SAS system that I have is just not enough. Weird. I don't particularly like or know why I'm getting shoved so hard off the maneuver node. What do you mean we have challenges in the mission already? I thought this was just going to be a straightforward rescue mission. Everything flew straight when I got it up here. But for some reason, when it's connected, it's not flying straight now. Weird. Okay, well... see if we can keep this on here. We are still wobbling. Nukes are not burning. Radiators seem to be working. Because I'm not getting any engine over here right now, which is fantastic. Yeah, we are gonna have a screwy time getting to Duna if this is what's happening. And I'm sure someone in the comments can say, oh, it's this, and I'll be like, well, thank you, I didn't know. But what was supposed to be a kind of straightforward flight is turning into anything but, as I'm having to burn more monopropellant than I like. Granted, I can make monopropellant once I get fuel here, but... little system check on all these engines. Thrust seems to be okay. Is the fuel balanced? Fuel balanced. Fuel is balanced. There's nothing really off about the ship's anything other than just we're flying off. Alright, now we don't want to go into an exit trajectory. I don't think we will. But we do want to try and burn a little level here. This is just so weird. Alright. I'll go ahead and detach that. Maybe it is how this ship is oriented. I don't know. Oh, you know what? I'm actually somehow getting a little bit of ship spin on this. Just from trying to adjust everything. I don't think it's the RCS. But yeah, I am not succeeding at burning on a maneuver node. That's for sure. Weird. Now this ship was built or no, I think it was built post the latest update. Obviously, because it has radiators, it was built post the latest update. So when we get into the light here a little bit, we can see kind of where we screwed up and how bad of a new maneuver node we need to make. Because we still have some delta V. We are going to be not going super far. But I still want to get about a minute 20 of a burn on the other side of here. Just so frustrating. And I can try and set my course to any of these things. Oh, pardon the cough yet again. But yeah, if I just take my hand off the controls, it just... the ship wants to do something different than what I'm doing here. Which is just plain bonkers. Like I'm now flying way off the node here. But I can get myself kind of back in. See, look at this. I'm having to fly at such a weird angle. Of course, you can't see anything because it's all dark. I can do a little bit of lightning and post-processing, but as you've seen before, it's not super a lot. Alright, so we've used a good amount of nuclear fuel so far. Don't tell me I'm not going to have enough fuel to even make it to Duna. That's a little distressing. This is supposed to be a rescue mission. We've gotten really close here. If I can't even properly aero capture, this is not even nearly as heavy as what I did before. Maybe 4 nuclear rockets, not so efficient. Alright, so we're at about 120. So let's stop that burn. And look at that shaking here. Like, there's some stuff that's not attached correctly up here, too. I don't know. I thought these things would brace a little better than they did. And maybe they do. We'll get in the sunlight and then we'll do the docking maneuver. And we'll go ahead and make another maneuver node here. Do about 400 delta V. About 400-ish delta V. Alright, now we're in the sunlight. Let's make sure that we do not actually miss Duna. Because that would make me sad. Okay, Duna is... yeah, see? Because we burned off of our prograde, we are in a slightly different scenario. Now I can burn a little faster and meet it right there, but that's less efficient than I'd like. So let's try and move ourselves over here. Just, oh, well, we can actually see if I look at it correctly. Alright, so if we just burn prograde right here, kind of, we'll get an encounter. We can just do a mid-course correction. 457 should be enough. Biggest challenge is just going to be, oh look, now we do have some heat dissipation and we have some unhappy radiators. But that's what they're there for. Well, wait, that's the solar panels. You're not supposed to do that. Alright. Let's go ahead and undock. Now, all we were going to do, very, very simple. Very, very simple, I said. We're just going to back this up. Said we're going to back this up. We're going to set this as a target. We're going to control from here, which should not be a problem. all I need to do is rotate maybe like this. Yeah, this is not like equal weight on either side, but weird. Okay. Well, we should be able to get it in just a moment here. So how can I crash a spaceship, I guess is what I want to know here. Okay, not that way. We want to go forward. We want to turn. So we want to turn. This is not working very well. All right. See, I got all my axes off because it's been a little while. We should be able to get this straightened out in just a moment, or we're going to have a slight budget meltdown because we have a big issue with money. Okay, that's a good start. This is not working very well at all. Why am I not able to do this? All right, so there's Kerbal in the background. Okay, I should not be flying that fast, that hard. So we're just going to need to figure out our directional sense. So it's here. This is the way we want to go. And for some reason, it's interesting, all the RCS thrusters are just going in different directions. So this is what Kerbal Space Program can look like sometimes. Alright. We do want to go towards the thing again. Alright. This is not working at all. Alright. So see if we just go just a touch behind like that. Okay, we don't want to go that hard. Yeah, this is not going so well. In fact, we have just flown completely by what we want to do here. So what we're going to do instead is just cheat our way a little bit. I hate that we have to turn all the way over here just to make this happen, but sometimes when you got to slow down because of user error, it's the best thing to do. So slow down. We got to burn prograde into that, so we're going way too far. All I wanted to do was to adjust. Alright, so that's actually still decently set. Alright, so let's just turn it this way. Shouldn't be too hard. Famous last words. Alright, so there's target spot 1. Let's do it like this. Rotate you around. We don't want to... Okay, that's my problem. Okay, we go like this. I know Duna's still our target, and we'll get there. We gotta execute docking maneuvers first. And where's our target? Don't know why we lost our target, but we did. And let's just burn forward. There we go. Should be clamping on at any moment, hopefully, without cataclysmic failure. .2 meters per second should be enough. Yeah, that was a little embarrassing. We need to rotate at the last second here, just to make sure we even... The original point of this maneuver was just to get these off the engines. Alright, so that should be the docking commencing. There we go. So we're back to docking. Still don't know why the weight distribution is so uneven here. But we're gonna just roll with it. So, and we have all 16 engines on the line. They all passed their flight checks. I mean, it's a robot flying this thing, so. Alright. Did we lose our maneuver node? No. We still have our encounter with Duna. We just gotta set Duna as a target because... Okay, Duna's still our target. Good. Good, good. Alright, let's try this again. Estimated burn 1 minute and 40 seconds, so we may have even shaved off some time by screwing that up before. Isn't it fun when mission profiles get a little complicated and slightly annoyed? We are going to be flying out a little bit past Duna, but we already really missed our maneuver node. So that's amateur hour right there. Meant to burn ahead of time, but we're going to burn until we get the encounter now because we don't have a choice. But it looks like we're getting the exact same dip. So for whatever reason, this thing does not fly straight. And I am not sure because both of these things, when they were flying separately, they flew. They actually flew. Wow, we are really, really off center here. I don't know what to say other than this is really, really annoying. And we're probably going to need a mighty rough mid-course correction now. Biggest thing is I don't want to run out of fuel just because my ship cannot keep the front pointed forward. So we're still getting some radiators that are radiating. We do got some additional burn time. We are going to be on an exit trajectory here before too long. See, we're almost out past the moon, and once you get out past the moon, there's really not much left. But whoa, even though I have SAS on, my ship is just kind of out of control. Like I said, I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm using all kinds of fun things and don't have a Kerbal pilot in here, but this is just bizarre. Like, I am controlling the RCS thrusters and everything as hell as much as I can. Yeah, liquid fuel is going to be an issue here before too long. We are going to manage to burn out a min-miss at least. I think our nice efficiency burn is going to be no more. So the rescue mission is not quite going as we hope, for starters, but we are on the way out. And we are way off course for our maneuver node. But probably still within range to get a Duna encounter. Just not at the same efficiency as before. It's the nice thing is to hit something that's going in orbit, you have to be really precise, but on the other hand, you can be a little fuzzy sometimes. And that is a very interesting line. That's not how I expect a descending node to be drawn. Wow, I am totally burning off of this. We're just going to burn prograde now. And hope for the best. Okay, did we miss it? I think we missed it. Alright. Okay, 7, 8. Alright, so we'll do a mid-course correction right around here. Maybe we'll get us in there. Okay, here's the thing. If we slow down a lot, it's not even a lot. It still gets us about back to where we were. Maybe I'll do something a little more efficient. No, it's not. That's not more efficient at all. Alright, so we can accelerate or decelerate. That's not what I wanted. At least I can actually click on the maneuver node this time. So, nope. Nope. Alright, so, and I mean I could click on Duna to make these maneuvers happen, but let's go ahead and at least get the encounter set up first. Okay, so there's an encounter. It's not the prettiest encounter, but it's an encounter nonetheless. Now if we do it like this and we still have our little maneuver markers here, if I move this up slightly, there we go. Here's the thing, is that we don't want to go, we want to come in on the correct side, and right now I'm not really coming in on the correct side. So this is what we want, and we want to go up a little. We're having to burn a lot of fuel just to do this, but it must be done. Alright, so now that we're on the plane, we're probably oh, actually it looks like we're not going to get trolled by Ike, because it would say Ike encounter. Well, there's an Ike encounter, so Ike is going to be on the complete other side. We're just going to be going in for one thing here, so we've just got to hope that we can get 46.5 meters per second of legitimately good burn. And our radiators are still trying to cool. At least our heat shields are not totally ablating away. So I guess with that in mind, let's go ahead. It's a little bit more of a complicated episode than I expected. I thought this would go a little more smoothly, but I guess that's what happens when you get frustrated from deleting things and just say, F it, let's put it down a little bit. So, and like I said, the other thing is that I wanted to show a little bit more of the dailiness of Kerbal Space Program, and that's, I guess, mission accomplished. There's the big mystery crater. So we got 30 days until our maneuver node. Bye-bye Kerbin, bye-bye Moon. Such a nice view. We're going to have our Kerbin to Eve launch window before too long. And I may actually go ahead and send my tourist. That'll probably be next episode, though. Big thing is that I do believe I have enough liquid fuel to actually make it to Duna. So that's pretty nice. The Behemoth is going to be flying for quite some time before it makes it here. So, next few episodes are just going to be a bit of interplanetary travel and time acceleration. So let's go ahead and see if we can make this one mid-course correction, and we are going to call it a good old time. So 5-4, we are now in space. There's Kerbin in the distance. Bye-bye, Kerbin. We're just going to see it wink out of view. Fade, fade, fade away to a tiny speckle. So 10, 9, 8, 7, there's the sun. Hope you all like your radiation. Alright, so 5. We don't really need to be like right on the node. We just need to be in that neighborhood. 3, 2, 1. That's close enough. Alright. So keep in mind, this is a robo-ship that cannot point straight for reasons that I am still really confused by, and it's really annoying me. I don't think it's because of these two things. Because like I said, all these things flew straight when I flew them previously. I don't know if it's because things are attached right here. I don't know if somebody just decided to leave a bunch of coins on one side and not the other. All these fuel tanks should be full. Yeah, I don't know for sure. This is going to be really interesting to see if it can fly back on with a bunch of ore and everything. That's going to be more of a test for this, for the lander. So we've got to chase down this nav ball pretty hard. Yeah, this is Asher. Kerbal Space Program still good. Unfortunately, I had some tutorial videos that I hadn't gotten around to editing before, and then I deleted the source footage, but it's okay. because I recorded some of them while I was sick, so maybe it's for the best if I come back to them. But if there's more things you want to learn about, I'm going to make some more basic videos like how to dock once again, which we saw a little bit of that today. Basics in interplanetary travel. Just that kind of good stuff. Feel free to leave just your thoughts, or you can PM me. Really, anything's fine. So I think my SAS can handle it if I don't do a full burn. So we're going to give it a try. So we're just going to decelerate. And we're going to focus our view back on Duna as we get a little bit of good stuff right here. So we should be getting the encounter before too long. As now we're actually having trouble keeping up with the maneuver node this way. Awesome. Okay, so where's our encounter? There's not going to be too much difference between the encounter and otherwise. And as we learned from Eve, we are going to need to try and get as close to a 50-degree or 90-degree plane as possible. Why did I say 50-degree? That makes absolutely no sense. Alright, so mid-course correction. Is it actually going to do anything? There's our encounter. So if we just try and burn our RCS like this may be wiser than using actual rocket fuel, because this will let us fine-tune everything. We have plenty of monopropellant to spare, and there's no requirement that we have monopropellant here. Okay, so like that. And we're pretty much there. So can we make this a little prettier? We'll have to fix that as we get a little bit closer, but that's okay. Good enough for me. We are going to go in for an error capture here, and we're going to go for it the other way. But fortunately, by the time we get here in about a year, Jebediah is on Ike, but at least Ike's going to be on the other side when we get here. But I do have to do a surface rescue of crew from Duna, and I have to do a surface crew of rescue from Ike, and haul ore from both. So that'll be fun when we get there. I think next time it's going to be launching to Eve with some tourists. Of course, not a rescue, because why would we do that? And then we're going to go on with some of our longer-term missions. So this is Asher with Kerbal Space Program. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your patience. Sorry about the tech screw-up, but I will see you all next time.